Welcome to our very first episode of Beyond the Pages, presented by Sacramento Real Producers. I am super excited for us to kick this off. It's been a long time coming. We've been talking about doing this, and this morning is the morning. Here we are. So I am Katie McDiarmid. I am the publisher of Sacramento Real Producers, and the goal of Real Producers is always to create spaces where the personal and the professional can intersect. I think that brings everybody together. And so we are going to be gathering our featured agents and partners from every issue just for a little chat behind the scenes, get to peel back the pages of the stories that they shared in the magazine and let you see the real people behind them. So this morning we have our special guests for the morning. I'm going to introduce them here. Our January issue just dropped. Look at that cover. I love it. And over here to my right, we have Miss Marin Haley. Hi, Marin.
Hi.
Thanks for being here this morning.
Thank you so much.
Tell me a little bit who you are. Tell me what you do.
I'm Marin Haley. I've been a realtor for 12 years. I'm a broker associate with Compass. And I've been with Compass 8 years. I started in the San Francisco Castro office.
Okay.
I'm from Sacramento, though, born and raised, went to school here. My family's been here for 70 years,
Amazing.
Since the 1950s. So I love selling here and being here and doing this.
Awesome. Super excited to have you here.
Thank
I'm
you.
excited to get a little bit more into your story as we get around with everybody. Over here, moving around this circle, we have Josh and Christy Hastings with NorCal Homes and Development. Hi, guys.
Hello.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
You guys are some of our preferred partners in the Real Producers community. Tell us a little bit about what you do.
Go for it.
All right. We build and we flip houses. So I'm also a realtor. I've been a realtor for 25 years. So we kind of have this dynamic partnership with realtors where I understand where they're coming from and what they need when they find us for those problem properties. So yeah, we started about 15 years ago, flipping houses, and it's turned into building and everything in between.
Amazing. I love it. Well, thanks for being here this morning. We'll get, again, a little bit more into your story, but I'm going to turn over here to my partner in crime, Phil, co-host, helping me out with this podcast with Big Valley Mortgage. Thanks for making this whole thing happen, Phil. How are you doing this morning?
I'm great, and you're doing great to start. So I am the GM of Big Valley Mortgage, 20 years in the mortgage industry. Like many, just found my way into it after getting my degree and finishing my athletic career, and became kind of obsessed with the podcast world and the stories and the connecting with people as a format to help real estate agents and mortgage professionals connect with people on the basis. And so that's a big part of why we're here today. So
yeah,
I'm thrilled. You're doing great, and this is fantastic.
I love it. Well, thanks for putting the fire behind us and making this idea come to life. So, and last but certainly not least, our cover model for the January issue. Not to embarrass him, I know you love that, right? That's like your favorite thing.
Totally.
Chaz, welcome.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here this morning. Tell us who you are.
So yeah, I'm Chaz Halbert. My job title, I guess, would be real estate agent, realtor. But I'm a Christ follower. I'm a dad, husband, athlete, wannabe, and I've been in the real estate business for 5 years now. Before that, it was construction management, pool service, pizza delivery.
All the things.
All the things. No, kind of a crazy path to get here.
Yeah.
But it's crazy that this is where we're sitting now.
Yeah.
And, starting a project. I'm brokered by Guide, but launched my own real estate brand, Trailhead Real Estate, that I'm just slowly kind of letting out. It's kind of my baby. So, yeah.
I love that. Yeah. We're going to talk about all the things because I think the whole truth about Real Producers and the reason why it was started is because we are all so much more than just what we do. And so when we can find opportunities to connect with each other and talk about those things, that's when real relationships get created. And I think everybody treats people better when they know people better. So that's our goal here as Real Producers. So I'm excited to talk about all those things. Obviously, what we do is super important. It's our livelihood, and we're passionate about it. So we're going to talk a little bit about that too. But I love knowing that you have rich pasts and histories and other things that you have done as well. Well, tell me a little bit about, because we see you on the cover here. This is kind of a unique cover for anybody who has read the story and come to the back, pages. They'll see you with your motorcycle. So I know you said, pizza delivery and commercial construction and things like that. But give me a little bit of background, because you have a need for speed.
Yeah. So I grew up, I guess my first passion as a kid was cycling, because of my dad, you know, like my 5th grade school picture, I was wearing a Lance Armstrong jersey, we moved to Loomis, got 5 acres, and I had a motorcycle, and I told my dad, I was like, I think I just want to ride my dirt bike, Dad. I don't really want to pedal for a while. And so kind of thus came a just passion. All I wanted to be when I was a kid was a professional dirt bike racer. So that was what we did. We had the motorhome and the trailer, and we went racing and all that stuff. And, parents got divorced and things happened, and kind of ended up being just a pause from it for a little bit. In my teenage years, was trying to figure out what to do with my life, but picked it back up and was like, I want to give this another shot in my early 20s. And that was, I've been with my wife since we were 15 years old. And so we were just dating at the time, but kind of made another run at it professionally. Not good enough to make any money or anything like that. Spend a lot, but had a ton of fun, you know, racing regionally, off-road type of stuff, and made a lot of great relationships from it, and just loved it. Loved the training, the prep, kind of did it all myself at the time with a few key sponsors. And it was kind of a big foundation of the next steps in my life, developing relationships and learning how to treat people, and kind of stuff that went into like my next path in career, which eventually, led me here.
Estate,
but I loved it. I still love riding my dirt bike.
You guys were just connecting. You're involved with some of the high school programs.
For cycling. Okay. So I've kind of, once when I got married to my wife back in 2016, I was like, all right, we're gonna stop the dirt bike thing and just kind of do it for fun. And I was like, I'm so competitive, I still have to do something. And so I had started mountain biking again as training for the motocross stuff, and so picked back up cycling, and have slowly kind of made that like a huge part of my life. So I still race probably, I don't know, like 30 events a year.
That's crazy.
Like
That's awesome.
On a local level, I guess on the mountain bike, it would be professional. Anything like national, it's age group, but still train quite a bit, like 10 to 12 hours a week on the bike, and track all my food and my sleep and all the training metrics and all the stuff as if I'm a professional athlete, but I'm not. I do have a day job, but it's funny. Like it teaches you lessons about how to run your business, how to run your life. Gives you discipline. Keeps me motivated. I love helping people buy or sell a home, and I love building a business. Like I love owning my own business. But a lot of the things that I've learned, and instilled in that business came from training. Or racing. And having that mindset. So they all link. And so they're like, one feeds the other at all times. Like I need the training and the racing and the riding to balance myself out when I'm working a ton, and they kind of, but I like when I work a ton, I go out on my bike and it clears my head. And I feel like I can then be a better dad and a better husband and a better business owner. So it's all kind of an ecosystem that is impossible to like really nail down, but you're just always trying.
Isn't that crazy how I just feel like our pasts, as different as they can be from what we find ourselves currently doing, there's always a thread that's always like, you can look back and see, oh, this uniquely prepared me to be able to do this. I know you guys both have big past stories of things that you did before your careers as well that really fed into and equipped you for what you're doing now? I don't want to give away the secret, but I know you like have a really fun past, what you studied in school and whatnot. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I had dreams of just traveling the world and having a job where my job would be to go to different locations. I wanted to be a journalist. I wanted to be anything where I could be involved on like the world stage and keep traveling, because that's something I'm really passionate about. So I studied international relations,
Right.
but I was working in banking to get through college.
Okay.
And so once I graduated, I went abroad and I felt like that was what I was going to do. But what I found was that I wanted to be close to my family, and I had learned so much about the investment process and money through banking that I wanted to get into real estate.
Yeah.
So-
what was that like being in Israel, and like what did your day-to-day job look like as you were interning for like in international relations? It's so like new to me. I don't know what that even looked like. What did you do?
So I was interning with the Jerusalem Post.
Okay.
And so there were a lot of things going on in Israel at that time.
Yeah.
There was a housing shortage. So there were protests about housing. And so I interviewed a woman who was kind of making a stand about more affordable housing.
Okay.
And so I'd interview people and then write the articles.
Okay.
And then I also wrote articles about some of the Palestinian conflict and stuff like that.
Okay.
But mostly like the issues that were happening in Israel at that time. And I loved it. And it's still something that I could see myself doing.
Yeah, someday.
I still like read my Economist every week. I have to know everything happening in the world. It's still like very close to my heart. But real estate now gives me the opportunity to not only have the freedom of time,
Right.
but financial freedom to travel and spend time with my kids. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah.
We were just talking before we started recording here, and one of the things that I was thinking about and wanted to ask you guys is like, if your 10 years ago self could get a glimpse at where you are now, this morning, what you're doing, what your career is, like what would they be surprised by? And it was fun chatting with you, Josh and Christy, a little bit, because I know you have like an actual 10-year anniversary that just came up, and that wasn't even planned.
Yeah.
I'm serious. But yeah, so I mean, maybe you guys can share a little bit from that perspective.
Yeah, I'll kind of
Go for it. You
I'll
start.
start our story and then you can kind of finish up. So we actually met in high school and we dated.
At Wood Creek, where our kids
Yeah.
go to school now. It's
Yeah.
kind of crazy.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Two high school sweethearts in
yeah.
the room. Like that's
Yeah, we got married in our early 20s. I got my real estate license at 19 and I started selling new homes. So that's kind of where my career started. And he was in corporate. And when the crash happened in 2008, I was pregnant with our first son. He lost his job. I lost my job. We went from making well into six figures to $30,000 a year, like overnight, and lost literally everything.
and you had how old?
We had well,
2-year-old?
He was 3 months old.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
Yeah, so we
Scary.
That's gnarly.
lost our cars, our house, all of our retirement, life insurance, everything that we had invested in, we lost. And I was 25, he was 27. Luckily, we had a friend that we could rent a house from because our credit was obviously trashed, and so we kind of restarted there. I started in resale at that point, and then he took over. I mean,
Well, I went to work for my parents had just started a property management company. So and we were, like she said, six figures to making nothing in resale until you close a deal, and $2,500 a month was my salary. So literally I had to start over. And like she said, thankfully we had a best friend, who are still our best friends, help us out. But then we fast forward, like I didn't really know anything about real estate, but I jumped into property management. So we kind of were trying to figure out how do we grow a business. I was in corporate America, but so she had been getting her license, getting involved in real estate, and found kind of like a little niche where we'd go into rental neighborhoods. She'd, hey, these are some good houses for investors to purchase. I knew how much we could spend to get them rent ready, so we'd kind of put a package together to investors, and we'd help them buy their rental properties. And we, over about 2.5 year period, we did like 36 transactions with different individuals.
managed their remodel.
And so we managed the remodels, and fast forward to 2012, I got an education in real estate from we got together actually, an education in real estate. And had I known now what I know then, back vice versa, we could have done it a lot differently and made a lot more money.
Yeah.
But you don't know what you don't know. But kind of what you were talking about with your podcast is you just have to go, just jump in. So to kind of circle back to answer your question, what could you tell yourself 10 years later is just do it. Just go.
Get started.
Yep.
Just go. Just fall forward.
Yeah.
If you fall,
Fail
get
forward,
up. Fail
yeah.
forward. Yeah. Just keep going.
And I think it
I love
was,
that.
in hindsight, for me, it was a blessing that we lost everything because we
Absolutely.
literally had nothing to lose.
Yeah.
We just, when my client propositioned us to partner with him, I was, overseeing his remodels at the time he was flipping. And I was doing all the design for him, and he said, "Hey, do you guys want to partner?" And I never thought in a million years. I mean, I was like, "Why would you partner with me when you're making all the money?" And blessing of a life, but it was $25,000 to get started. We did not have that money. He fronted us the money, but we were like, "Hey, we literally have absolutely nothing to lose."
Yeah.
So, somewhere in the mix of the middle of that, Josh's mom passed away. She actually owned the property management company, and she did everything. I was telling Katie earlier, she did literally everything and knew everything. There wasn't a lot of systems in place, and one day we found out she had brain cancer, and she called Josh one day, and she just couldn't do it. And, she just said, "Josh, I can't even log into my computer. I don't even know what to do," because just overnight, her brain, and she was extremely smart.
Yeah.
So it was really hard to see her like that, but...
So that's kind of one of those things where you just have to pick up, you don't have a choice.
Yeah.
We managed 250 units. She was the bookkeeper. She was it was like an archaic system. Like if anyone knows computers, it's like DOS based. There's no mouse. It's all keys. And I'm like, what am I doing? So I had to teach myself that. And then I changed the software over so I could actually function it. This is all within a 3-month period. Mm-hmm. And she lived for another year, but never came back to the business. Couldn't function. And that was right at the same time where we launched flipping houses. So it was I had to do it. You don't have a choice.
Yeah.
We had our son was second son was born. So we had a 1-year-old and a 5-year-old. It was a crazy time. But I mean, what do? You give up or do you keep pushing forward?
Right. You look at
bottom
those
line
times
is
that you made it through in your life, and you're like, how did I even do that? But at the time, there's not really a choice. You're just
there's no choice.
one foot in front of the other.
That's some of the most powerful stuff is when you don't have to worry about failing because there's no other option, right?
Yeah.
You don't the self-doubt, all the other stuff goes away because there's no other route.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
a lot of times that's where the greatest growth can happen.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing that. It puts a lot in perspective too. Just losing a parent. I know you can relate to that too. That was a big catalyst for you as well, right? And choosing to come back home and
Yes. I had just finished college at Davis. My dad told me it was the best day of his life. And literally that meant everything to me. Because he seemed so earnest when he said it. 3 months later, he had a heart attack.
just
and
out
I
of the
was
blue.
And this is the craziest thing. I was supposed to fly out to Israel the weekend before he died. And there was a hurricane in New York, which never happens. And they canceled my flight.
Oh my gosh.
And so I had one more dinner with my dad. He went out to his boat because he had a boat, and he passed away while he was out there. But it was I had all these plans. I had this elaborate, scheme for my life. And grief doesn't care.
Yeah.
So when I left, I was gone for 6 months, and I was grieving, and I was like, I think I realized what's important. I think being near my family, my grandfather was still alive, that was more important than chasing that dream across the world,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Puts a lot into perspective.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that. I think that gets to some of the just what you were saying of the struggle behind, I think everybody can relate, and when you put the strong face up front, but if you could see inside people's brains what we would be surprised people are thinking and going through, and everybody has this whole other layer of story, and all we see is this professional front that's just putting one foot in front of the other, not because it's fake, but because what else can you do? Mm-hmm. But I think when you have a chance to hear people's stories like that, it creates a lot more room for empathy if somebody's snappy with you on the phone, if you're trying to close a hard deal or things are going wrong, and you can remember like they probably have a whole world going on behind the scenes and they're just trying to keep it together with the professionalism up front. So I appreciate that. And I just think that's like the humanity that connects us all. So
yeah, you kind of wish you could see more than that of that, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, it's hard. Everybody's always putting up their shield. I mean,
Right.
me included, right?
Yeah.
But we all kind of came from nothing at some point, you know? I quit a salaried job in my parents' company.
Yeah.
With like $1,500 to my name and started my business. And
Yeah.
it was like,
And
all right.
that was the height of 2020.
It was 2020, end of 2020, beginning of 2021.
Which is crazy that you've only been doing this 5-6 years.
I know, and it feels
wild.
like the amount of hair that I've lost in that amount of time is like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was super wild. And, you know, I never thought that I was even going to get into real estate. You
Yeah.
know, it's like I had a really good friend over for dinner, and his wife. We always had friends over for dinner and things like that. We were the first one of our friend group with a little one, and my daughter was 3 months old when I decided to go down the path.
Okay.
You know, and he was like, "I'm getting my real estate license," and I was like, "I need to do that."
Yeah.
And
Good
it was,
idea. I'll
you
try
know,
that too.
It was like beginning of COVID, and I'll paint a picture here. We were the landlord contractor at the Arden Fair Mall, my dad's construction company that I'd worked with for a long time. And I was like planning on taking that over. That was kind of my loose plan, but it didn't really feel like my calling.
Yeah.
And it's COVID, malls are shut down. Everybody's kind of scared. It's like the first couple months, you know, nobody actually knows what's going on. And, but we were still going to work, but subs were kind of showing up or not showing up. And I'm like doing a remodel at a Mrs. Fields kiosk in the food court. I think it's been
amazing.
since torn down.
That was still
And there's like a 6-foot barricade around it. I'm just like, I'm the super on this little kiosk, right?
Oh my gosh.
And there's like no one showing up to the job because like COVID, and the mall is empty. It's like
Right.
2:00 on a Tuesday. The music's still playing,
Oh my
right?
gosh, that's so
And there's like
eerie.
janitorial staff, and then all of a sudden I'm sitting in this job site. There's no one there, and I'm just like trying to stay busy. Like, thank God my dad's still paying me,
Yeah.
right? Because we were slow for a minute, and then it gets really busy, right? And his business is doing amazing, but it was a really hard time,
Yeah.
right? And I remember the music shut off, and the whole mall
It's over, folks.
is just silent. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I had just dropped my daughter off for her first day of daycare because both my wife and I
geez.
had to work full time
Yeah.
to pay our mortgage, right? And so she was in like corporate solar world, and it was pretty taxing. She was like work from home, but it was like 12 hours a day. I mean, like giving her a ton of anxiety and all this stuff, and
Yeah.
the music shuts off, and I'm like, okay.
It really is the end of the world.
I need to change my path. Like
Yeah.
something's got to change here. And
That's crazy.
to think that like that, something like that will put you down a trajectory, or you just got to go, right? I'm just like on this tear to get my real estate license, not even knowing what that entails.
Yeah.
Right. I'm just like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to be successful and I'm going to listen to every podcast and read every book. But like testing is shut down.
Yeah, you were saying
you can't
the
even get an exam.
testing sites
I
were
switched
shutting
out
down.
the email icon. You know, like the bottom 4 bars on your phone. I like took social media or my email or something off that and had a shortcut to the DRE site. And I was like, as much as I check my Instagram, which was a lot back then, I'm going to check the DRE site for an open test date,
Crazy.
because they would just pop up and fill up in like 3 seconds.
wow.
And it was just,
That's really funny.
it took 6 months to still get a test
Man.
after I'd done the schooling.
That's
It's
crazy.
crazy.
COVID was wild. I have a funny story. Right when COVID started, we finished flipping a house, and it was in Lincoln Park, and it was literally like 3 days before everything shut down, and our stager called us, and she's like, "Hey, Chrissy, we can't stage this house. We can't go to work. Our movers aren't going to come to work." And I was like, "No, we have to stage this house. We
Yeah.
have to list this house. Like, how can we do it?" So she's like, "Okay, let me call you back." She calls me back. She's like, "Okay, so I have 2 movers that will show up. They will put everything into the truck. I will label it for you with what room it goes in, and then you guys have to stage the house." So literally, Josh and I and Kevin, who works for us, showed up, and we moved all this furniture into this house. It was like 2,300 square
Yeah.
feet, and staged an entire house. and just kind of had to just figure
Yeah.
it out. And
Yeah.
the photographer came in like his 48 hours later. He didn't want to be there until
Right,
somebody else
same
had the
time.
house for
Yeah.
48 hours. So he came in 48 hours later, and then we listed it, and it actually sold really quickly. But yeah, crazy times. Just
you think
trying
back
to
to the-
figure out how you're going to
Yeah.
make it work.
Yeah.
Things that we did. Yeah, my first issue of Real Producers was March 2020. So it was
Oh, dang.
so it was the
Perfect timing.
second week that the magazine shipped out to all closed offices. So nobody got their first issue. Poor Nick Sadek, his cover never was received by anybody. Yeah.
Poor Nick.
Yeah.
We were talking COVID, but I actually want to get into the parent stories because I know everybody here has kiddos of different ages and different stages. I have 5, so I might span all your stages. No, just kidding. I had them too close together for that. But yeah, so let's go around. I want to hear where you're at in the parenting journey because everybody's at a different place. You've got littles.
Yes, I have a 7-year-old son. His name is Asher, and a 4-year-old daughter named Noah.
Okay.
And
7 and 4. So that is
second grade and TK.
TK. Okay.
She's in TK.
Love it.
Yeah.
That's a big deal.
Yes.
TK is a big deal.
Yes. She's, learning. I think she's getting the concept of reading, starting.
So fun.
So cute.
I love
I'm
it.
enjoying all of it.
Yours is not quite in TK yet. Or is.
She's in kindergarten.
She's in
actually.
kindergarten.
Yeah,
Okay, so
she's
past
5.
it.
Yep.
Your oldest.
Yep.
And then you
Yep.
have.
And then I have a son. So my oldest daughter, Piper, is 5.
Okay.
She'll be 6 in like a month. And
Okay.
then our youngest, Lance, he's 2.5.
Okay.
So, and he is just all boy.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Little daredevil.
Oh man, 5 and 2.5.
Yeah. It's wild in our house.
Yeah.
It's fun. Yeah. I'm just learning to let go that like I will repaint my house. in
Yeah.
a few years.
No, don't even
We're gonna change those baseboards. It's
Yep.
gonna be fine. Like it's just baseboard.
let the house. We're
You guys
still
remember that
waiting.
phase?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We're waiting for our final 3 to move out before we buy a new couch. I hate my couch, but I'm like,
Oh, I'm
no,
with
we
you.
have 3 teenage boys. I am not
So many
getting
crumbs in
new
that
furniture
couch.
until they are gone. So
Oh,
yeah.
we moved into one of the houses we were in 2019. Moved in, new carpet in our master bedroom. First night we were there, our daughter got sick and threw up all over it.
Oh, lovely.
And
Yeah.
it was like one of those like perfect kid moments where like that carpet lasted 6 hours
Mm-hmm.
before the first mess.
Oh man,
Kids do that.
That's bad. Remind me of your ages.
Yeah, so our oldest, Samantha's 14. She's a freshman at St. Francis. So
Okay.
I'm now
getting into the high
in my
school.
like worst fear of having the daughter moment. Like,
No, it's the
boys
best.
and that. Yeah,
It doesn't
I'm
need to be
so
your worst
scared.
fear. It's the best.
Yeah, that was like when I found out I was having a girl the first time. I actually was quiet for the first time in my life for like 30 minutes, and my wife thought there was something wrong with me. But I was like playing out to her 70th birthday and how I was going to keep her away from everyone. But she's a freshman. Our son is 10, and then our youngest, so CJ is 10, and then our youngest Whitney is 8.
Okay.
And so lots of girls. A lot of times I come home and my son CJ is like, "Dad, can we order an errand? What do you need, bud? It doesn't matter. I just
Nothing.
need to go.
Just out of the house.
I just gotta go."
Hey, that's how I feel in my house full of boys. So
I believe
I get it. That's funny. All right, you've got the middle-aged ones, and then you guys are moving on up into the older years.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have 2 boys. Blake is 17, junior at Wood Creek High School, and Cole, our youngest, is in 8th grade. He's 13 at Silverado in Roseville.
Yeah. Did everybody have the plan of the 2 or 3, or was that like
I knew I
the
would
goal?
have 2 boys.
You knew you did.
Yeah.
You would.
Yeah. I actually wanted another one until about a year ago.
Yeah.
But, he was done after Cole was born, so
Sometimes you can
didn't
go
win
for that 3rd and you can get twins.
I know.
I've
And
heard.
and
I've heard that happens sometimes. So, you know.
That would, and it does
He's
run
all-
in my
Josh is all
family,
exactly.
so, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I knew I didn't want one. I was an only child, so I knew I didn't want one.
Yeah.
But there's like 2 of us. I have 2 hands, so like 2 kids.
Yeah.
That's a good number to handle.
Yeah.
Man to man.
3, you're out. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
3 round numbers.
Switch to zone defense.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what happens.
I don't know
Yeah.
anything about basketball, but I know that.
Yeah.
Well, I always tell people when we had the 3rd and 4th, like my try hard broke. So like everything, I was trying to be the perfect parent with the 2. I had it, like I felt like I had it dialed. My second born was pretty hard, but I felt like I was, at least still trying to follow all the rules. And then I had the twins and I was like, I give up. They already broke me. Now I'm not even trying to be a good mom. I'm just trying to keep everybody alive and get through it. But it does chill you out a little bit more. Your expectations change. You readjust.
You don't hold yourself. I had somebody tell me once, I don't know that I agree with this, but I follow the logic. Once you have 3, you might as well have 8.
Yeah.
And but I think it's a lot to do with what
The person with 8
saying.
kids is probably like, you don't
You don't know what you're talking about.
But their point was that they start helping with each other. So
Yeah.
that you reach a point, but you've passed the point of trying to be a perfect parent.
Exactly.
Because, the first, when it's the 1, the 2.
Yeah. I will say, so our twins were a surprise, and then number 5 was also a surprise. And when we had him, it was easier than having the 4, like bringing in that extra dynamic. I also went from like having twins and then having a single baby again. All of a sudden you're like, oh, this is easy. I can do anything. Yes. But it really, like, the bigger the family grew after that second one, or after the third and fourth came together, it just created a different dynamic, and we almost went for a 6th on purpose, which is just crazy. Dang. We didn't. My husband was like, I think we have to be done at some point, right? But you just start to embrace that kind of chaos, big family thing, and we just did it. But I do see the 2 and 3 kid families and get jealous of your ability to actually like all sit at a booth at a restaurant, go on a vacation and have it not cost like your down payment on a house. So there's definite benefits.
I always thought I'd have 3 because I came from a big family, and it was like really fun having like the tribe. There was like a group, but motherhood is hard. It's hard, not to mention like juggling all the things, and my babies almost killed me, so there's that.
You had hard pregnancies
both times, and I really had to like suck it up to have a second, because I was like, that was a really hard experience. So
I can totally imagine that.
So 2, that was it.
There's always one that
almost breaks you.
It almost breaks you, right? For our first was early. My wife is 5'2". I don't think she could ever carry my kids full term. But our second, we did not sleep for more than like 40 minutes at any point for a full year. I became a Just for Men client in that year, just with all the gray hairs that grew on my beard and face.
Just for Men client. I didn't know what he said at first.
But that lack of sleep, and then our third, like, she put herself to bed from the beginning, like, grab a blanket, I'm tired, I'm going to sleep. And first, our son, just as loud, blood curdling scream, we kind of just slept. But I think there's somebody told me there's like the trick baby, the one that makes you think it's easy, and then there's the one that reminds you like this isn't easy.
I think the kids also intuitively kind of know that if they see one of the other kids taking up more space, they kind of just know, like, I got to take it easy on mom and dad. I'll put myself to sleep. It's fine. I feel like that's our number 5. He kind of knew, like, I might get left at the hospital if I'm not a good kid here. Like, I will get left behind anywhere if I don't just keep up. So he figured it out real easy or real quickly and made it easy on us. So.
Our first almost made us not have a second.
Because,
I mean, she came early, she was in the NICU, and then it was just, I think it was 3 years of crying, screaming. Gosh. Like, it was like, I felt like we couldn't go anywhere. And you don't know what you don't know, but and then our second came, and it was like, oh,
this is what some people are experiencing.
Way more chill. Like, okay. And then he's still got his stuff, but I'm like, dang, dude, this is a big difference. But it's kind of funny. I'm like, do we have a third? I don't know.
You're still right in that decision making.
We've
time,
talked
probably.
about it, but like pregnancy scares and miscarriages and all the things that have come along with the first 2. I feel really blessed to have 2 healthy babies. And with like the pregnancy for my wife for our second was like, we thought there was going to be major complications for 6 of the 9 months. It's basically, you're just like, every night you wake up at 2 a.m. thinking like, is my son going to make it? Like, what's going to happen? We don't even know until like almost the finish line. They're like, hey, everything's fine, And so going
Yeah,
through
that's
that
a
again
lot.
doesn't. I don't know. Yeah, I just like I
Stress.
said, I'm just really thankful and blessed for 2 healthy
Yeah.
kids. You know.
Yeah,
I'm like, I
that'll
think
take
I'm
its
cool
toll
with
on
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see though. You never know. So.
I feel like that reading through all of you guys' stories, I heard consistently that your kids and your family were your why. Like that was a big thread in each of your stories, which is fun because you guys have never met each other before this morning, right? Even though you two, we just figured out, have done,
like
you have a
Sort of.
weird kismet connection.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So almost it was. Yeah, a contingent on it. There was a domino effect that we didn't know that we were a part of.
Buyers
So,
and sellers.
Thank you for
crossing
closing your
paths,
deal.
though. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we closed. The problem was we closed too quickly.
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
it happens sometimes. The timing.
Yeah.
The agent in the middle was good because I didn't know that there was any problem.
Okay.
So she did a good job.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Well, I just think it's, even when you don't know each other, how quickly you have things in common, and especially in the real estate world, how small the real estate world is and things can overlap. So,
I probably am one that like guilty as charged as kind of making myself an outcast at times.
Okay.
With other real
What do you
estate
mean by
agents.
that?
Because I'm kind of like the anti-real estate agent.
interesting.
It's like self-proclaimed a little bit. I don't like it. So I honestly like. There's a lot of things about the industry I really don't like.
Yeah.
And saying that on a camera and a microphone, it's kind of a bold statement. But
Yeah.
A lot would agree.
yeah, it's hard,
There's
man.
a lot
Like
of parts that aren't great.
there's,
Yeah.
I feel like I've just run into so many manufactured things and like, just people not being genuine sometimes or just really rude. So, but it's cool to sit down and like, you talk to these people and you're like, I don't know. It's like we're
Yeah.
all alike,
Yeah,
There's a common thread
absolutely.
and like everybody has come from different backgrounds that are also really similar in so many ways.
Right.
Right. So
Yeah.
know,
I
I-
always like to ask people, like, let's get real about like, where is the struggle in real estate? Like let's put some realness into real estate. It is not easy, and it also can be rough because you are dealing with high pressure times, which notoriously bring out the worst in people, worst behavior. But
the industry has done itself no favors in making us look bad.
I think the TV shows.
Yeah.
It's the TV shows.
Honestly, for me, like looking back, new agents getting into the business that are watching those shows thinking that is
What
the
they
way
need.
That's the
that
job.
it should be. The sleazy, the like showing up in all the fancy clothes, and that's you're just going to open a door, and that isn't so far.
Well, it's
Right.
just the
From-
professional barrier has just gotten lowered and lowered, and then like anybody can go get their license,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And so
Right.
like all these people are putting social media content out there or acting a certain way and talking about it, and they don't like. That's why I only even
you don't necessarily have to know what you're talking about to go create your content and sound
Yeah.
like you know what you're talking about.
and then what that does is that degrades the true professionals in the industry, right? Like the people that are actually out there doing good business and owning a good business. So
Right.
it's like I have this, it's almost like wired in my brain when people ask me what I do, I don't tell them I'm a realtor. I say I own a real estate business. Because when you tell people you're a realtor, they think that you're like every person that they see on
That they have the
Instagram and
stigma
all the
about.
fake stuff. And it's like, man, I see all these other industries that I've like worked in, and you got to be a professional. You got to know what you're doing. You got to have your stuff together. You got to know how to write a well thought out email at the
Right.
bare minimum, right?
Yeah.
And it's just that's not there in a lot of areas. And
I really don't think it's limited to realtors though. To be honest,
no,
'Cause
and I think you're right. I
I'm
think you're
technically
right.
a real estate investor, right? We flip houses.
And so you probably see it on.
I see it with other real estate investors. I'm like, dude, you're not doing 50 deals a year. Like,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
like. We
Lending.
Yeah,
did
the
130
inflation
deals
of the
in mortgage
numbers.
industry. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
so it's not limited. So you have to find your
Exactly.
group. Your like
Yeah.
the people that do what they say they do, right?
Exactly.
And
Professional.
I think this group that are the people that are in this group are the people that
Yeah.
you want to do
Are
business
doing
with.
what they
Is
say
what
they
I've
can
found
do.
in
Yeah.
the short time we've been here.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying that
Yeah,
because that
for
is
sure.
that's the flip on the word real, right?
Yeah.
You're all actually doing what
Yeah.
you're saying that you're doing, and then you're also real people and can connect.
Well, how about
So-
the joke of like when you reached out to me and I was like, I don't know anything about this. I thought that you have to pay
Yes,
To,
I mean
uh,
that happens all the time.
like, I'm
Everybody
like-
thinks they have to pay.
because like the same with the masters. I'm very naive to this,
Yeah.
as you can tell. And I was like, oh, you don't have to like pay.
Yeah,
I
you're
thought
like,
people
wait,
just,
but like,
paid.
how
And I
much
was
does
like,
it
that's why
cost?
I've
I'm
never-
like, Maureen told me to reach out to you. Did she not tell you it was free?
yeah, like, because you know,
Yeah.
guilty as charged of being jaded.
Yeah,
you know?
well,
Yeah.
no, it's hard. So I have a 21-year-old daughter in college, and I've talked to her about, I think that generation, it can be hard because they can create their social media profiles. They can call themselves whatever they want to call themselves. Yeah. And you can actually look super like fancy and like, you know what you're doing, and make an entire grid of, I mean, they set up fake photo shoots to look like they got jobs as photographers or look like they got jobs as, you know, social media managers or whatever. And they just tell people that it's just all curated content. And
it's hard because you want those people to be successful. Like, because you got to fake it till you make it at some point,
that
right?
phrase, I have such a combination
and it's hard because,
feeling with that phrase.
Yeah, because you kind of, like, it's kind of not a good
Well,
good
I
thing,
understand
but also,
the spirit behind it. It's the fall forward.
Yes,
right.
100%.
It's just start.
You got to
start doing it
and really do it. You can't just fake it.
But
then like
on the other side, there's a lot of people thinking fake it till you make it means literally just pretend you've already made it.
Yeah.
Well, we
There's
all
good practices and not good
Well,
practices.
the
Absolutely.
accountability in the profession, I think, is kind of one of the big things. Like if you're a professional, you're accountable for your job. I think when you deal with teams and you lack that professionalism, there's a lack of accountability. That you get into the finger pointing versus what are we all here for, to serve the client and take care of you get on a call with a group of professionals and it's about the solution for the client. You get on a call with a group that's not, and it's a whole bunch of blame game. And so you can very quickly tell, who you're dealing with. That's, it's inspiring when you work with professionals because you immediately, you're all in sync. Like, what are we trying to accomplish here?
Right.
There's a goal. We all know what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
And that makes the business enjoyable. Where it's difficult when you're, and in real estate, you could be on one transaction and have somebody who's done 3 houses in 10 years.
And like, you don't want to, you're not trying to downgrade that person who they are because they haven't done as much business and don't have as much experience. But like, if they're calling you and they're like bringing heavy emotion into a transaction, when it's really like, hey man, like we've got the same goal here. We are on the same team.
Right.
Like, how do we work together to bring this to the finish line or not? Like maybe it isn't going to work out, and that's business because we represent our clients.
Right.
At the end of the day, we talk to each other as
what's
professionals.
best. Yeah.
No one should be yelling at each other on the phone.
That's exactly right.
You know what I mean?
I started doing quite a few years ago is when I send an offer, and it's so true. I always make sure I tell the agent, I want to work with you. I'm not going to be here at every turn to fight you at every
it's
issue, because there's going to be issues. There always is. But I feel like when you feel like you're both trying to get the best resolution for your client in a professional way, it just is so much smoother. And I feel like so many agents appreciate that, and so many agents tell me, hey, thank you for saying that, because I think everyone just kind of forgets, and they just kind of don't think we're on the same team, and when we really are, we all want the same thing. We all want to close the deal for our clients. So
Absolutely.
Yeah, when it comes to the marketing and projecting yourselves in the shows, I've never watched the shows because they made me anxious from day one, because I'm like,
I've never seen
this is not real.
actually.
I don't want to watch this, and I don't like that it's like an act. It's like an act for them. But at the same time, what I learned really early on is no one's going to give you the business. No one's going to give you permission to build a successful business. We're all, getting market share for ourselves.
Right.
And you have to go out there and get it.
Yeah.
Too.
Well,
So-
I am really interested in this idea of where is that line between projecting confidence and going out there and behaving as though you believe in yourself and can do this, and posturing and faking and
I actually feel like
misleading.
so much better. And when I have agents that are newer and don't have as much experience, when they just tell me that and they say, hey, I'm writing this offer, I haven't done that many deals, and you're just straightforward, it makes you feel like, as an agent that's done deals, that you want to help them. Like than someone who's just acting like
There's some,
for lack of a better word. And then you look up their deals and they act like they've done 300 deals in their lifetime. They've done 3 or less. And that's so much worse.
so just a little bit of authenticity, humility, which I think even for the agents that have done 300 deals, some authenticity and some humility.
Would be nice.
You know, and
Yeah.
remembering that everybody starts somewhere, but if people can meet each other on that human level of, hey, we're all, you know, trying to do our best here. But it's when you're misleading and pretending that you know what you're talking about, and then there's people involved that you're now getting to trust you with things, and you.
And as a
aren't
pro,
upfront.
setting that up front, I think is incredibly empowering for that person to be open when you set that, because they don't know if you're going to be the one that's going to take advantage of them if they own to their lack of experience.
Mm-hmm.
So you're giving them the permission to be authentic back.
Yeah,
by
and I
setting
think the way you
stage.
treat other agents from the beginning, first call, first showing request, whatever it is, they know whether they can say that or not to you.
Yeah.
Yep.
My very first listing, the buyer's agent like totally tried to just bully me for being the brand new agent, and like we had an appraisal come in low, but it was like peak COVID. We had like 17 offers, you know, and she basically, you could tell that this person had told their client, like, watch this, I'm going to get you this much money back. And
oh my gosh.
or just like, and just called me and just talked down to me. And I was like, this is not cool.
Yeah.
And so, but I can read a contract.
Yeah.
And I had a great mentor, and
Right.
we had to basically turn around and be like, sorry,
Yeah.
here's a notice to perform.
Yeah. I can't do that.
Close the deal. And you're not just going to like be a bully because, you know, and
Right.
I'm like, why'd you do that?
Yeah, that's
You know?
hard.
Yeah. Yeah. So the more experienced agents, it is, you know, they need to be kind and respectful to newer agents too, because you want people to succeed.
Right.
There's so much business. There's never like a shortage of business out there.
Yeah.
No matter how
totally.
many, you know, social media posts that you see that there is, right? Like people are struggling, but like there's plenty of business to be had. You just got to go out and get it. And so
Compete.
those new people, like, go get it, man.
Yeah.
You're not hurting my business being successful.
Right.
Right?
Yeah,
So-
absolutely.
World, right?
You can
I mean,
cheer for
yeah.
Like
people.
you know people's names, like you
100%,
know,
man. It's
you're
going to come around.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
one way or the other,
Yeah.
right? Like you
Yeah.
might do a deal with that
Yeah.
agent down the road, and
But you know, like I'll say, like I've made plenty of mistakes in transactions and gotten upset at the other agent over things, and like you learn lessons every single time, right? Like you got to always be open to learn every single transaction, because you know, none of us know it all,
yeah,
right?
I get way more for my clients by being kind to the other agent and working with them,
Yep.
and just, you know, negotiating effectively, building a case, than belittling or, you know, putting people down. You don't get that. You don't get far.
yeah.
Never.
I love that. So tell me, on the flip side, like, where is the good? What do you love the most about what you get to do? What's some of your either favorite stories, or what keeps you going besides your kiddos? I know that's one of our biggest whys is our families, but what do you love about what you do?
I love the people. I love the stories. It was mentioned in the article a little bit about just people going through hard things. And as I've kind of been in this business for a while now, it's each individual person's story that I feel like I can be a steward of, like help them through a hard time, maybe grief. I've never worked with people divorcing until this year, but then I had like 5 couples who came. And I kind of realized that like each of these humans they're losing something profound. And it's like, if I can be a support in that time, I'm not meant to be their psychologist, but staying calm and guiding them through this really traumatic time has been really meaningful. I love all my clients, but you know, you transition from first-time home buyers or buying their first house to, you know, the sellers. But the people going through like really profound change has been giving me a lot of meaning in this business. That's
a really like powerful position that you're in for a really critical time in their life. So it's a lot of pressure, but it's also an honor.
Yeah, but if I wasn't calm and if I didn't have that experience to just tell them, hey, this is normal, we can get through it, I have a solution, I would be contributing to that sad time.
Yeah.
So instead, I'm a calm presence.
Yeah.
So
I love that.
I've loved it.
That's good.
Yeah, for us, it's kind of two-part, because we are kind of a tool in a realtor's tool belt, right? So, hey, if you need a cash offer, we're here to give you a cash offer. Is it going to be the highest? Absolutely not. It's never going to be the highest offer you're going to get. But we're here to solve a problem. If someone needs to be out of a house quickly, we can come in, we can close it in 5 business days, we can close it in 60 business days, depending on what they need. Do they want to leave all the stuff, leave all the crap, if you will? Do they want to take what you want and leave the rest? We handle it.
Right.
And also, we deal directly with sellers as well. So we kind of have that same relationship with someone who's, about to lose a house. We can help slide them into a short sale process to help them, get some time to get their life together and then move on. Or did a family member pass away and there's a emotional attachment to the house and they just can't get rid of things. And like I said, they can come get the stuff that you want and we'll handle it. So it's just, there's multiple layers to it, but those are like the 2 big ones for me.
Yeah.
Being able to help a realtor and then also help a seller who's in a bad situation.
I think my favorite stories are the houses we buy where parents pass away. Kids sell the houses to us, and then the kids get to come back and see it like redone.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And there's been quite a few of them, but those are like my favorite. When I get to call that agent or that client, they call us directly and say, hey, the house is done. You want to come back and see it? And they 90% of the time do and love it. And it's really emotional and a cool thing to be able to do.
You get like, oh, we always wanted to do that. Like you get those things because we're trying to get at the top of market again. So like, we wanted to take that wall out or we wanted to do this. So it's really fun.
That's really meaningful.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
It's cool to be able to it's a tremendous responsibility to have to come alongside people. I say have to, get the privilege to come alongside people at, a lot of times the best or worst times of their life, right? I have 2 clients right now that husband had a stroke and is in and out from board and care to hospital, right? And so like wives are functioning on
2 individual clients that
clients
happened
in the same situation.
How scary.
And so and then the one like great agent on the other end because there was a lot of dominoes to this one, but buyer's agent walked into the house 3 days before closing, and the hot water line for the washer was ripping wide open for the past 5 days. The entire house was flooded.
Oh my gosh.
And there was it's crazy. I mean, I'm standing with Julia Beals, great agent.
Julia, right?
Yep. Standing with her in the house, and we're kind of laughing. We're like, well, okay, we gotta fix this, and we did, and we closed the deal. And there was 2 dominoes behind it, but the seller walked in to her flooded house with her husband in the hospital, and she's just like, can you fix this? And I'm like, yeah, we can fix it. Like, we'll get it done. Right. And so it's like, you use every tool in your tool belt,
right?
You get a remediation company there, but like, hey, you can't go through insurance because that will blow up the deal because they won't insure the buyer and they'll drop you on your new purchase. Right. And like, so we just had to like figure out all this stuff in like a day. And so, but like this woman, like I've laughed with her, I've cried with her, I've prayed for her in her backyard, like you see this person at like their toughest time in life. And so it's a tremendous responsibility and very gratifying, to be able to be a voice of reason. But with that is like, it's just so much responsibility.
Yeah.
Like, how do I get this person to where they want to go and need to go and give them the right advice and make sure that, in like all the cloudiness that is their life, like to the next point and is it the right spot?
Yeah.
Right.
That's such a good point. Such a good point. I mean, I say all the time, when you talk real estate, aside from investors who are it's a straight business, it is one of these only transactions where you cannot escape the personal life. Like you are introduced into someone's family, their kids, their marriage, their, we see obviously the financial side, and that is a responsibility because they're going to have to show you, behind the curtain, and how you handle that is as important as the transaction itself. And I think it's what makes it so unique. There's nothing like having someone in a moving van ready to move and it's Friday and you need it to happen to remind you that there's a family that has to live somewhere at stake. And I think what what all of you were just talking about, I think that's what separates great professionals from the average, is the understanding that it's personal.
Yeah.
It's very personal. And handing someone the keys to their house, sometimes is a sad day, right? Like, you don't get to talk to them every day anymore. And like, they know that because you're like, I have to go dive into someone else's life for the next 60 days.
Right.
And, you know, I have a hard time, like these, you know, all these people that you help, like, I wake up at 2:30 in the morning on the dot and my brain is racing. I'm like, how am I going to solve this problem for this person? Right. And so like taking that home with you is tough, but it's so like, you know, you go a day or two without it and you're like, you crave it.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, how can I get back out there and like help these people?
Yeah.
You know, it's, you know, we do these jobs to feed our families, right? And to create a future that, you know, that we believe in. But at the end of the day, man, like if it's not your purpose or your calling, like why are you doing it?
Yeah.
You know, because like
You have to have a
If you're just
passion for
problem
it.
solver, to be honest, it's not the business for you. Because
Yeah.
every
That's a
great point.
single day, there's something new.
problem.
Like what you were just talking about, there's just something you have to figure out. Like, this is not even close to what Chaz was just talking about, but yesterday I had a client closing that wants to replace the wood floors in her house, matching the existing wood floors with the carpet in the bedrooms. So I called around, found out it's discontinued. So this is real wood. It would be probably $60,000 to replace all the wood in her house. And I called him and I was like, I can't find this anywhere. And he's like, just send it to me. I have a million things going on, but I was like, I have to find this wood for these people. So we did. And she was like, you're literally the best. Thank
Oh my
you
gosh.
so much. Like, it's just little things like that people don't realize when they get in this business. You have to solve people's problems throughout the duration. And a lot of times even after closing.
Yeah.
Like it's after the deal too is when the real awesome agents are
Still there.
still there.
So there. Yep.
Yeah, because you're now this really trusted person
Yes.
in their lives and the expert on their home.
Yeah.
That they're just now figuring out how to live in.
And when you handle someone's problem like that, they're a client for life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of them are friends,
They're
right?
friends.
like, so like it's
Yeah.
not just a client; they become
oh, you
friends at
can't
that point.
bond with that
Yeah,
person.
like you
Yeah.
can't
know?
like,
Like,
you,
Yeah.
Yep.
you-
How can you not?
right?
How can
yeah.
you not? I think the beautiful thing about it though is like being resourceful. You can kind of be that hero for someone, and it really is. If you have the right resources and the right experience, it's actually pretty simple.
Yeah.
You know, like when I used to manage commercial construction jobs, like the problems were so much more complicated, right? And then the people, you know, like I remodeled Taco Bells, and
Taco Bell's and Mrs. Fields. I mean,
The
this
Taco
is,
Bell tile.
and
Taco Bell tile.
yeah, and so like, you know, like, but it was hard because every day that store's not open when you're remodeling it, they're losing $8,000.
yeah.
Right? So that owner of that store is like, I don't care if there's a plumbing issue.
Right.
I don't care if you pulled all the
Fix it.
sheetrock off and the whole outside is rotted. Like, and now you have to re-stucco and reframe and all, like, you got to
Gotta
get it done.
open
Hey
the
man,
store,
we're
yeah.
reopening this restaurant
Yeah.
in a week, right? We have a grand opening and all this stuff. And so they're coming at you hard. And so, you know, to solve those problems that were much more complicated, you know, because there's RFIs and architects and all these layers, where you come to residential real estate, you're like, all right, I can make a couple phone calls.
Yeah.
I can get a handyman out here. We can fix this.
Yeah, we
It's
can
all
do
good. You know, there's a contract addendum for that, you know?
Yeah.
So that, like that.
Again, the
to me
background
is-
preparing you.
it's fun.
so.
And like it makes it, because it's complicated yet also simple.
Yeah.
Like there's a clear solution to almost everything in this business, right? You just got to have the right resources and the right tools.
Yeah.
You know?
It's all figure outable.
Yeah.
I think
love that.
caring
True.
is the biggest thing. Like, if they feel that you care about their problem, like, we're not going to be able to solve everyone's problems all the time, but we can solve what's in our toolbox. But people feeling like you care
Yeah.
is everything.
Yeah. Feel like they've got a support there.
Well, and just
it.
communicating, right? Even if you don't have the answer yet, you know, just
Yeah.
making sure that you're keeping everything at bay until you figure out whatever the solution is. You
Yeah.
know, communication is so important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's huge. I love it. I think that's why you guys are the best at what you do. Clearly, we just got like a recipe for it. Caring, being a problem solver, communicating. It's a recipe for being a real producer, being at the best. So, all right. I have a little fun thing up my sleeve that I want to wrap us up with, and I did not prepare any of you for it. Don't worry. It's really not scary at all. No questions about real estate or anything. I just think it's fun when we find out some rapid fire answers to some questions. I would just want to hear what kind of people you are. So we're just going to start over here with Josh. We're going to go straight through. Marin, you'll pass me, go right over to Chaz, back to Phil, I'll ask the next one. It's just a fun way to wrap up our very first Be on the Pages.
Let's do it.
So,
Cool.
all right, I'm going to start you off really easy. Coke or Pepsi?
Pepsi, no doubt.
Pepsi, no doubt. That was quick.
Pepsi.
Pepsi.
Coke, for sure.
Coke. Okay, well, they're married, so I'm glad they're on the same page. Coke.
Neither.
Neither. Not a soda drinker.
No.
Okay, neither. That's fine. It's not on there, but I'll take it. Go ahead, Phil.
Pepsi without question.
Pepsi without question. You are outnumbered because I'm also a Pepsi girl.
Oh my goodness.
Sorry, Marin. But Coke was the OG.
Someone's
so.
going to relate with that.
Yeah. All right. This is good because we just had the holidays, so I'm hoping there was some binge watching going on of some sort. Maybe not as much for you with littles, but most recent show you binge watched.
Landman is my number one show right now.
Man, nice.
All her fault.
Oh, that one was good. Okay,
good.
that's good.
1923, but I don't watch very many shows, and I love Survivor, so that's not really like a binge watch.
Me too.
but I
Are you
watch
so excited for Survivor 50?
I'm so excited for Joe.
Yes.
He's a local.
I know. That was
so
fun.
excited.
That was fun. Sorry. Total Survivor geek over here.
Yes.
So I'm bonded now.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't do a ton of TV, but like comfort TV for sure. I've been on Seinfeld lately.
Seinfeld.
Seinfeld's great.
Nice.
But I did also just discover the show The Chosen, which is the show about Jesus. And
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
been like, it sucked me in.
Okay.
Absolutely amazing.
That's
So,
good.
Yeah.
I like it.
I just redid a few seasons of Yellowstone.
Yellowstone. Oh, we've got a lot. 1923, Yellowstone, Landman. People, what his name? I'm going to butcher it. Taylor Sheridan.
I think that's it.
That's the
Yeah.
director. Good job, guys. Way to shout out Taylor over there. Loving
It's kind of
their
hard not
shows.
to right now.
I didn't hear any
producing
trashy
everything.
TV. I thought I was going to get like Secret Lives
I
of
could have
Mormon
told you
Wives.
the whole
or,
Diddy one on
Diddy-
I did watch that, but I was like,
Okay.
I don't know if that's a show as much as just.
A documentary.
Yeah, we
A warning
started
label.
it, but I got
Yeah.
kind of lost interest.
Yeah. That's rough. Okay. Still going. All right. Your go-to favorite dessert.
Cheesecake,
You're so fast. I love this.
very simple.
Haagen-Dazs coffee ice cream.
Oh, I love
Me too, me
Haagen-Dazs too. Anything Haagen-Dazs.
All right. Haagen-Dazs coffee ice cream is mine. That's awesome.
Really?
Yeah. But now I have to stop doing it at 10 at night because that's usually when I want my ice cream. And then I'm like, wait, I just ate coffee. Totally. All right.
Just a classic, like big old chocolate chip cookie, warm out of the
From
oven.
Mrs. Fields.
No, they were okay. They were good. The ones with the
Just
nugget
kidding.
are where it's at. Those
Oh,
prepackaged
yeah.
ones. Oh yeah, that's my jam.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. My husband too. He's chocolate chip cookies.
I haven't grown up. I still like rainbow sherbet from Baskin Robbins.
Wait, that's
haven't grown
amazing.
up.
I've never gotten that answer.
You would get along
Rainbow
great with my
sherbet.
5-year-old.
Yeah.
I
Literally
really
haven't grown
wanna
up.
see
I've
you
been
with,
doing
like-
that with gummy bears since I was like 5.
With
and I
gummy
still do it.
bears.
Very rarely, but yeah.
I'm going to be like walking down in Roseville and see you with like a rainbow sherbet cone in your hand.
Yeah, and a
No
cherry
shame.
Like
Pepsi.
6'5" guy.
And a cherry Pepsi.
And a cherry Pepsi. That's awesome. I love it. The kid at heart. Okay. Favorite sport to watch.
NFL football.
Same with favorite sport to play.
I'd say I play soccer a lot more.
Okay.
Yeah.
NFL football to watch. Favorite sport to watch.
Football.
Football.
I do not play sports.
Okay.
What, you swam?
I swam.
right.
I was
Swam?
I was on swim team. I'm not a sport girl.
Okay. But favorite sport to watch is football.
Yeah.
So
All right.
swimming's not a sport, is what you're saying?
I don't really know.
Okay, just wanted to throw some.
I'm not
Go ahead.
athletic.
I have been suffering with everyone else as a Kings fan. I'm an avid
tough.
Sacramento Kings fan, so
Okay.
I love basketball,
Yeah.
and I go to a lot of games. I'm also short, so I can't play basketball
Okay.
very well. I'm a runner.
Okay.
So that's my
Favorite sport to do.
Yes.
All right. I love it.
Yeah, easy one.
Yeah.
Motocross and Supercross.
I
I'm
was
the
gonna
biggest
say.
nerd. Like, listen to all the podcasts, all the stuff. I have a bunch of friends in the industry. I'm like, I'm in. On,
Amazing.
On moto, and then obviously I love to ride my bike.
Okay.
But have also been running lately. Ran a duathlon with my wife last weekend.
Amazing.
Nice. Good for you.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
So
Love it.
she crushed
Great.
it.
Love it. Basketball, football. I watch them both. I play up through college and professionally for basketball.
Yeah.
Baseball. So I I prefer to remember who I was, not who I am.
Sure.
So the sport now is golf.
Okay.
People try to get me to play basketball, and I
No.
decline.
Not so much.
I like the memory.
Yeah.
Not the current and present.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay, last one. What was your childhood dream job? When you were a kid, what was the dream?
I don't remember a childhood one, but this is a wild story that I feel like I manifested real estate investing in my life.
Really?
When I remember being a kid watching like the very first Flip This House shows.
Okay.
And like, so that's my last memory of like believing I was going to be I wanted to do that in my life, like from like high school days.
That's amazing. I love
it's
that. I
pretty
was not
crazy.
expecting to hear
Yeah.
that. I love
I
that.
want to be a whale trainer.
Yes. Like at
whale
SeaWorld?
Yes.
Amazing.
That's awesome.
amazing.
No one's gonna beat that answer.
Yes. That's amazing. Go ahead.
I was really certain I was going to be a veterinarian.
Okay.
And there was a vet clinic across the street, and I tried so many times to get hired by them as a little child. I was like, can I work here? They're like, no, still can't.
You're 5.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm so repetitive here. All I wanted to do was be a professional dirt bike racer. That was it.
I love it. I love that was just so constant from such a young age. That's amazing. He's all current dream
Really,
job.
yeah, does it have to change?
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Same thing. I was going to be both professional baseball and basketball right up until the time I got my originator license and mortgage career.
The dream
Okay.
still lives, man.
It doesn't. That's why I coach it. You know,
Yeah.
coached a couple of years of
Yeah.
college basketball and high school. Like that was the dream, and to this day, that's still like my favorite thing to watch. A lot of friends that did it. So
Okay. I love that. Okay. Well, Chrissy, I have to tell you, I did not want to be the whale trainer at SeaWorld, but I did want to work at, we had Marine World up
Yes.
here in the
Yes.
Bay Area.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And do you remember the boat shows that you could watch with the skiers and they would do the
Yes.
pyramids?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Who did
I
that?
wanted to
So
be
cool.
one of the
you want to
skiers.
be the skiers?
Yeah, and we would boat all summer. And
That is an
I was
iconic, classic Sacramento event
yeah.
that I have like core memories as a child.
Totally.
That's right.
And
Yeah.
I knew I could do it. So I learned how to hold the rope with my foot on a one
Legit.
ski. And it was a whole big production. My family, they were like, oh, Katie's going to do her ski trick again. My dad had to slow down the boat. I had a special sock I wore. I pulled my foot out. I held the rope with my foot. And
You were basically
I was
halfway
everybody
there.
say-
I was halfway there, right? I was like, hire me now. But yeah, so when you said that, I'm like, oh, we could have met
Yeah.
at SeaWorld being performers.
That is amazing.
See, small world,
Yeah.
lots of connections. You never know. Okay, well, I just thank you guys so much for being here for our inaugural episode of Beyond the Pages. It was really fun. Thanks for also letting us feature you in the magazine. If you out there watching this haven't gotten your copy yet, you can go to sacrealproducers.com to read the digital issue and read further about all of these lovely people. So thanks, and we'll see you again in February.
Thank you.